angels, it's Lookin BRATZ, aka Dom. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. I run a website called lookinbratz.com. It's a very comprehensive BRATZ database and it has a lot of BRATZ stuff on it. And I also have this YouTube channel. I run a few different accounts on different platforms under Lookin BRATZ. I love to talk about BRATZ, I love to talk about fashion dolls, and of course I love things that connect back to BRATZ. So in 2006, MGA Entertainment, the makers of BRATZ, created a new doll line called Yummi-Land, which started with the Soda Pop Girls, which was 4 different characters: Belinda Banana Anna, Gabby Grapealina, Susie Strawbella, and Amanda Appletina. I think I got all the names correct, which is kind of shocking. And those debuted, and then the Yummi-Land line ran up until about 2008, 2009. I don't know if there's an actual, timeline out there that really chronicles it. And then it had a brief reappearance on the market through the Moxie Girls line, and they reused the Yummi-Land sculpts and screenings and concept for the Moxie Girls dolls. And since 2015, we haven't heard anything about Yummi-Land, but recently MGA renewed the trademark for Yummi-Land, and that was back in April. And then in May, I did this episode of the BRATZ Line podcast. Shout out to Vanessa from BRATZ Line. We were talking about MGA's doll line history from before BRATZ to during BRATZ and after BRATZ, and what MGA looks like now compared to what it looked like in the 90s and the 2000s and the 2010s. And Yummi-Land was definitely one of the standout doll lines that MGA did. They were in bottles, they were scented, they were very cute. They were inspired by Mattel's 1960s line called Little Kittles, but these were actually inspired by the Cola Kittles, which I believe was a subline of the Little Kittles line. And so the Cola Kittles were like these little soda bottles, and they were scented, and they were these little tiny baby dolls. And after we did that BRATZ Line episode, I kid you not, a few days later, it went live, the podcast, and then the day after, I was posting about it on my story, and then out of nowhere, the Num Nums account. So if you don't know what Num Nums is, Num Nums was an MGA brand. It lasted maybe 3-4 years in the late 2010s, and it was a candy-themed line, or a food-themed line, I guess. I didn't really collect Num Nums like that. But on the Num Nums account, which has been inactive for maybe 4 years now, they announced a Yummi-Land reboot, which will also tie in with sort of a Num Nums reboot under the Yummi-Land name. And some listings for Yummi-Land dolls actually went up right before the official announcement. So there's going to be some new Yummi-Land dolls coming out. I don't know exactly what they look like, what they're going to be. Maybe by the time this video comes out, it's going to be revealed. They said they're going to reveal it at the end of the month. We're in the middle of May right now. They're going to reveal it at the end of May. So I'm really interested and eager to see what these look like. I don't know if this is going to be the Yummi-Land that most of us know and love. I don't know if it's going to be sort of fashion dolls, because I feel like Yummi-Land isn't a fashion doll per se, but it's fashion doll adjacent, kind of in the same way Monster High kind of is, where it's it's fashion, but it's more of a theme to it, if I'm explaining that correctly. So I don't know what it's gonna be, though I do find it interesting because Strawberry Shortcake has made a comeback this year alongside Rainbow Bright through the Loyal Subjects, and I'm wondering if this is a way to sort of compete with Strawberry Shortcake. I don't know what the tea is, honestly, but the timing is pretty convenient, so I'm interested to see what it is. But seeing all of that, it really made me reignite my love for Yummi-Land, and I guess I'll do a little story time. I had Yummi-Land as a kid, and there was one point where I had them and didn't realize I had them. So the summer the summer after I got into BRATZ, really got into BRATZ as a kid, it was 2007, and I was going to visit my grandmother in California. And I remember going to her apartment, and that day, actually, my aunt took me to Toys R Us to get BRATZ dolls. My aunt bought me the entire Sweet Dreams pajama party line that night, but that's another story. But my grandmother had found these dolls in her cabinet, and it was three Soda Pop girls. It was Susie Strawbella, Gabby Grapealina, and Amanda Appletina. And she was like, "Are these Bratz dolls?" And I was like, "No, but I know what those are." So I guess, I don't know if I had bought them the year before, like, and I just don't remember. I don't remember getting these dolls at all. Maybe she just had them. Maybe like a cousin left them at the house. I don't know. So I was confused, but I was happy because I was getting into Soda Pop Girls a little bit. I had been looking at the website because it was an MGA line, and I was always on the BRATZ website, and I was a big fan of the MGA website. So that's a memory that like really sticks out in my head when it comes to Yummiland. But I had never really picked up the dolls again until, you know what, actually, now that I'm remembering it, my mom got me Lucy Lollipop for Valentine's Day earlier that year. So that was my first Yummiland that I remember really getting, but then I remember that summer I had those three, and I was happy to get them. But then I kind of didn't like pick them up until 2 years later. They were still at my grandmother's apartment, and I finally like took them. And yeah, I don't know, like my timeline feels all warped now because it was such a strange time to think about. But then I remember it was 2010, and there's this store on Universal Studios Boardwalk in Hollywood, and they would sell like a bunch of random dolls. And I remember in 2009 I had bought Gwen Stefani dolls there, and that's when I learned that Gwen Stefani had her own dolls, and they were very Bratz-esque, and I was super interested in them. And so I'd always go to that store every time I was on the boardwalk. And oh, my phone was vibrating. I got so confused. I was like, what is moving? Regardless, I had found Pasha Pineapple from the Ice Cream Pop Girls line there, and I remember getting her, but I don't remember really like having her. Like I don't remember. I don't know if I got rid of them or if my family got rid of them. I'm not sure. But then in 2018, and up until 2018, like between 2010 and 2018, I don't remember having any of the Yummiland dolls. But then 2018 hits, and I go to the flea market in California, and it's a really long story, that one, but basically there was this warehouse sale that MGA did, I believe, sometime between 2017 and 2018. I think it was because they were moving locations from Van Nuys to Chatsworth. So this is a real story time here. And so they were getting rid of a bunch of random stuff, like they had dolls and they had like really cool things. That really big Bratz Chloe statue they were trying to get rid of, I don't know where it ended up, and I really desperately want to know where the big Chloe statue ended up. I'm gonna put a picture around here because that is so interesting to me. I guess some like people like just bought stuff. There was like samples, there was prototypes, really just a bunch of random stuff. You know what, I might have lied about something. I remember getting a Yummiland doll in 2011. That is so random. I got the ring, not the ring toss, the lip gloss bead necklace playset, I think from Candy Pop Girls, possibly. I got that in 2011 from a Ross. But then, again, like, I just don't know where my Yummiland dolls ended up between then and 2018. But anyways, so people, like, bought things from this warehouse sale, and then so this flea market vendor ended up with a lot of the stuff. Somebody on Instagram was posting all these prototypes and samples that they got from the flea market vendor, and I ended up finding this vendor at the flea market unknowingly to me, and I was so shocked when I saw like a bunch of stuff. And so this vendor had a lot of Bratz, and I got a hand-painted True Hope Chloe. I have to do a video on this one day. I have to show you these things. I got some Bratz Pets like plush samples that were never released. I have a Moxie Girl sample. There was a few Moxie Girl samples. I had bought one for a friend who then bought it off of me. And then my friend pointed out that there was a Yummiland doll that was never released. And I was like, whoa, like I totally like wouldn't have clocked that. Like I didn't know that there had been unreleased Yummiland dolls. And so there's this Yummiland sticker book that has two unreleased lines. I know one of them is the Tropical Fruit Punch Girls. I'm forgetting the name of the other one. It was one that just, I think it's like Snow Cone Pop Girls or something like that. I'll put pictures here because the artwork is readily available. But there was a Tropical Fruit Punch Yummi-Land doll. And he told me, like, you know, you should get it. You should get it. Like, go back to the flea market. Go see if she's still there. And I was like, oh my god, now there's so much pressure on me. So it's kind of my love for Yummi-Land, because I started looking at like Mercari, I was looking at eBay, and I was buying up a bunch of Yummi-Land dolls that I could find. And I went to the flea market, I found the sample, who I still have to this day. I mean, it was only 5 years ago. Her name is Mandy Mango Punch, and I'm going to take her out, and her headband just fell off. She was attached to her packaging, and I still have the packaging. It's just stored away at the moment, but I'll put pictures around here to show you what the packaging looked like. You can see the samples of the 3 other characters. So far, the only known existence of the Tropical Fruit Punch samples is in my hands. Which is like so surreal to think about. Like, I do, you know, I own some legitimately rare dolls. I just don't post a ton about them. Because also, I don't think the rarity matters unless you really, really, like, I don't know, care about it. Some people just do it for clout. I do it because I really, like, just love dolls, and I love having things that are unique to my collection. Like, my BRATZ Baby's Felicia is unique to my collection. My BRATZ Pet samples are unique to my collection. Mandy Mango Punch is unique to my collection. So there was a slot for her pet, but there was no pet attached to it. So it was literally just this doll. And it's just wild to me that I own a Yummi-Land sample. And she does have a lip gloss purse, of course. These must have been super close to being, like, put into production. This was definitely, like, a production, probably, like, a final production sample. Her lip gloss is still sealed. Now imagine, this doll probably would have been produced around 2008, 2009 had she come out. So the fact that I found this doll maybe 10 years after the fact, and I'm really glad that I was able to get her, because I don't know, this could have ended up with a child. Like, you know, kids don't know these things, or it could have ended up with somebody who just didn't care about that type of thing. So I'm glad that, you know, not to be like, I'm glad I got her, but I am glad I got her because it went to a collector who did care. So this is my Mandy Mango Punch, and she has a scent to her. It's like a very classic Yummi-Land sweet smell. So I'm really, really just glad I have something like this cool in my collection. Like, it really excites me. But I got rid of the rest of my Yummi-Land dolls from the 2018 era. So around like late 2020 or like maybe early 2021, my mental health was really not in the best spot, I will say. I started to grow a little bit resentful of some of my doll collection, and I had a moment where I wanted to start over. And I didn't completely start over. I did get rid of some things, I donated some things, I sold some things off, and I was just kind of sick and tired of looking at things. And then my Yummi-Land collection kind of upset me because it felt incomplete. And I don't know, it really bothered me, and I felt like some of the dolls, like I tried to redo the hair on some of the dolls, and I wasn't satisfied with the results. And now I do think I'm in a better spot where I could successfully, or at least for the most part, I could successfully pull off having a complete Yummi-Land collection and also getting more of the pieces. I think what kind of is difficult about the Yummi-Land dolls is that it is difficult to find the headbands, it's difficult to find the shoes. Some of the shoes are molded on, some of the shoes in the later dolls aren't molded on. And I don't know, like, that's part of my concerns about collecting Yummi-Land, is that they're a little hard to find online, or at least finding specific pieces without buying a completely new doll or a completely new used doll. So I have decided to revisit Yummi-Land and I'm trying to recollect them again. And so I bought some that are new in the box. I found a really good lot on eBay that I splurged on because it came out to about like maybe $16 per doll, and it came with pets, came with most of the accessories, not all of the accessories, so this is definitely a project for me. I'm gonna have to piece things together on some of them, and I'm taking a huge gamble, and this was really half impulsive but half something I've wanted to do for quite some time now, because Yummiland is something near and dear to my heart, and seeing that the fact that it might be coming back. I'm hoping that it is a comeback of Yummiland as we know it, sort of. Maybe with updates, of course, but just the Yummiland energy, like, I have been feeling it. I have a few more dolls in the mail. I'm not going to go into full detail at the moment of what I have, but I am going to show... I have a box here of just Yummiland dolls and pets. I'm not too concerned about the pets. I think that was also part of my concern. It was like, I can't collect all the pets. Especially if I find a single doll that's used, maybe I find it in good condition. Maybe it's a doll that I think will be harder to find in the long run. I'll buy the doll. One set that I'm not too concerned about are the original Soda Pop Girls, the 4 of them. What I am concerned about, though, are this one and... where is she? The 2 in the middle here. So, Bonnie Bluebella and Chelsea Cherry Lynn. I'm like losing thought. They were later additions to the Soda Pop Girls line, I believe. I think they came out in the year after, in like 2007, and they were added to the Soda Pop Girls. They are hard to find. They are so hard to find. And I think I'm going to be really on the hunt for them. But I did get Gabby Grapealina and her pet Mimi Mango Calico. Sort of new in the box. They're a little detached, but she still has that grape smell, and I think that's so fun. I have to really fix all these up, though. A lot of rotted rubber bands. There's, you know, some of the faces are sticky, and it's mostly with the playset doll, so I'll show you. I do forget their names. I know one is Gina Grapealina, and then this one, I think is... she's... Oh, Sarah Strawbella. This is Sarah Strawbella. I can't believe I'm remembering the names right now. Sarah Strawbella, I have the playset pieces to both playsets that the dolls come with, but I noticed that there's a little bit of a lower quality with some of the playset dolls. I mean, the design is a little uninspired. She does need to get fixed up, mind you. And I do have the other one floating around here. I don't even know. Oh, here. Bam. A bunch of dust just came flying up in my face when I pulled her out. So they need some help. I noticed that the plastic feels a little different, like the faces get stickier with these ones. So I need to fix those up. But I have a bunch of other ones here. I think I'm getting all of the Flower Pop Girls. So I'm going to show these now. I'm going to show them like maybe one by one, like very briefly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix them up, and then I'm going to show you all what they look like after they get fixed up. And now they're like falling out of the package. And now the cream Soda Pop Girls I do love. I do need to find my beloved Paris Peppermint Cream, because I had her at one point, and I don't have her anymore. This one is pretty hard to find, so I'm glad I got her in the lot, because I think getting her by herself would have been so expensive. Now, a lot of these are popping out. The Ice Cream Pop Girls, these ones have Kanekalon hair, and it's a little bit difficult to deal with at this scale, so I'm going to have to really work with them this time. Screws. I mean, if anyone was curious, they screw from the bottom. Some people were saying, like, how do you get the doll out? I guess you have to experience it. I do have Pasha Pineapple again, so I'm looking forward to having her back in my collection. Of course, the iconic Betsy Bubblegum. Now, all of her stuff is just flying out. Also, some of the pets are not matching up with some of these. Some of them got just thrown in. Is that a dead bug? No, it's just a piece of glass. I have not like really touched these, except I like looked at them very briefly. There's like a glare in the light, but that's Betsy Bubblegum. She had her own direct-to-DVD movie. This is the only piece of real Yummiland media. And there's been like coloring books in that sticker book, but otherwise, like, this is it. I just love how there's like an advertisement on the inside with BRATZ. It's very nostalgic. Very, very nostalgic. I've been rewatching parts of the movie because I was doing that video I did, the reel I did, where I was talking about the Yummiland reboot, so I'm gonna have to really, really revisit that. I have Veronica Vanilla Almond, who I totally kind of just did not know existed, to be honest. At one point, I had all the ice cream pop girls except for her. Mindy Mint Chocolate Chip. She's a mess. She has to get fixed. This one, she smells like floor cleaner. That's the best way to describe her. This is the orange cream girl, Oriana Orange Cream. She shares a first name with Oriana from BRATZ. She's gonna need some work. She's from the Cream Soda Pop Girls. She was one of my least favorites, only because she smells like floor cleaner. Oh, this is just a pet. Oh, another Flower Pop girl. My friend Vanessa is actually sending me one, so I think I'm going to be completing the Flower Pop girls, but they're on AliExpress currently. Don't take my word, they might be gone by the time this is posted. But if they are, they're pretty cheap on AliExpress. This is one I got new in the package when I had my 2018 Yummiland moment, so I had to rebuy her, of course. This is Katie Cotton Candy. This is Ruby Red Licorice, I believe. I might have had her at some point. I don't fully recall. But she's in my collection now, so... I think I had all of the Cream Soda Pop Girls except for the one that I didn't have that I showed earlier. This one's pretty cute. I think I'm missing one now. I'm missing the... She's like the coconut one. I have to find her. And then I have a Sunday Pop Girl. I didn't have any Sunday Pop Girls ever, so this is my first Sunday Pop Girl. Natty Nutty Sunday. And then I have an interesting story. So the Smoothie Pop Girls, I always thought were very, very pretty. And they do have they have a unique hairstyle compared to the rest. They have curly hair, all four of them. They're a little bit more cookie cutter, but I do find them to be really, really gorgeous despite being kind of cookie cutter. And so I found two of these, and I'll show you the two I found. I don't know their names. I don't think the names on the packaging... I don't know if the names on the packaging actually match. This one might, but her name is Mandy, just like... can you see? Just like Mandy Mango Punch, but this one says Mandy Mango Majesty. I do notice some of the pets do share some similar names with some of the actual human characters, so it's always a possibility. I had these two, and I actually found them at the same flea market from a different vendor. And I got excited because I feel like the Smoothie Pop Girls, or at least at the time... I'm just curious. Oh, this one smells good. They were a little bit harder to find. And I was so excited, and I got a pretty good deal because it was a flea market. And what I did, though, is I straightened their hair. And I gave them high ponytails, which at the time I thought was cool, but this time I'm going to first detangle and condition their hair, and then I'm going to braid their hair to try to like really get those curls back, because they're, of course, a little bit matted, and that's why I had straightened their hair initially, because they were used dolls, they had matted hair. I was like, okay, like I want to keep them in the collection, but I don't know. But then that was part of like why I got rid of them, was because I felt like they didn't match what they were supposed to look like. So that was my brain at the time. Weird. My brain is still a little bit weird in terms of doll collecting, but I'm determined to really work with these dolls. And then this is Lucy Lollipop. My mom originally got me this one for Valentine's Day in 2007. I also believe she got me a Sweetheart Phoebe that year. But her pet smelled like peanut butter, so I always remember the peanut butter smell, but this one doesn't smell like peanut butter. Then this one is Taryn Taffy, I believe. I think she's with the Candy Pop Girls. This one says Piper Peanut Butter. I wonder No, it doesn't smell like peanut butter. I don't know. I guess because the pet isn't in there. I remember there was this website for like doll customizing, and they would have the liquids to make your doll scented. I always wanted to try it. I don't know if it's still around, but I thought it was just so neat. And I was a kid, like it was 2010 when I first saw it online, and I was like, oh, I would love to do it. And there was instructions on how to scent your dolls to give them that like smell. So I don't know, but these still smell. Like a lot of them still have their scent. And I heard if you bottle them up, they might still have their scent. I don't know what's going to happen after I wash them. I really want to like disinfect these, to be honest. I also have, I believe she's Sophia Sensation something. She's also from these Smoothie Pop Girls. She's gone through something. She has certainly gone through some things. She's definitely gonna need a lot of help here. But again, I'm determined. She doesn't have her shoes. I have like nothing of hers except for this. But again, I will be doing my best to work with it. I also got one of the Moxie Girls, and this one is Monet. These ones have polypropylene hair. The only ones with polypropylene hair, I believe, are just the Moxie Girls ones. And I remember being so excited. These ones aren't scented. She smells like polypropylene. So these ones I had seen on the Kmart website in 2015, and I was so excited because I was like, Yummi-Land is back! And they were only $7, which explains why they're so cheaply made, I guess. Or at least the hair quality is really bad. And I kept asking my mom, like, can we go to Kmart? Can we go to Kmart? I wish I put the pressure a little bit more because I really, really wanted those for $7. I just purchased Avery and Lexa new in the box off of eBay, and they should be coming sometime in the next week or so. And I have a few more Yummi-Lands coming in the mail. There was one, I got Belinda Banana Anna, and she was new in the box, and I opened the package and it's pajamas. And I was so confused, so I contacted the seller, and apparently she mixed up my order with somebody else's on eBay. So I'm waiting to do the return label and try to get my Belinda Banana Anna, so hopefully I get her soon. But is that all the Yummi-Lands? Oh wow. I can't believe I actually talked through all of them. That wasn't my intention. But something I've always wanted, and in this box here, are the large dolls. I've always wanted the large Yummi-Land dolls. I found a seller who was selling all 4 of hers, but they're all a little bit in unique condition, I should say. The hair is done all weird, and these do have Kanekalon hair, so I'm gonna have to just work with it. Kanekalon hair isn't super bad, like, I've dealt with it before. It's pretty easy to deal with. Sometimes I hate the flyaways with it, but that's my own issue. But this one is Nikki Neapolitan, and she was exclusive to the large Ice Cream Pop Girls dolls. And this was the only instance of the large dolls. They never did large dolls again, but I found it so interesting. They have bend and snap knees, or at least some of them. Yeah, here. Ah, there we go. They have regular feet, if anyone was curious. They're kind of like BRATZ big kid size, or like a BRATZ big baby's height, at least. But they're pretty cute. They're a little, it's so odd to see them like blown up to this scale. But with the Yummi-Land new listings, this is Renee Rainbow Ripple, by the way, who I need to actually, I think I'm missing Renee Rainbow Ripple from the smaller doll, so I do have to get her. And then I would have a complete Ice Cream Pop Girls of the main lines. But the playset dolls have been really hard to find, so that's going to be a mission. But anyways, yeah, I didn't have any of the large dolls, but there are listings for large Yummi-Land dolls for this reboot. So we'll see. But we also have Mindy Mint Chocolate Chip. And of course, we have Betsy Bubblegum. So these were released around the time the direct-to-DVD movie came out for Betsy Bubblegum's Journey Through Yummi-Land. And I actually I never watched the movie as a kid. I watched it for the first time in 2018. I got the DVD finally, and I was so curious for like 11 years up until that point, because the trailer would always be on the BRATZ Kids Sleepover Adventure DVD, and almost all the BRATZ DVDs after that point had the trailer to this movie, and I had just never seen it. I accidentally just turned on my TV. I put the box down on my remote. I'm a mess. It's getting late, so I'm going to probably put down the dolls. I think I'm going to put down the dolls and call it a night. But I did want to share that because I am excited. I'm a little bit like, oh, now I have all these dolls to fix up, but I think it'll be rewarding in the end, and I'm excited to restart my Yummi-Land collection. So I think I'm going to fix them up, and then I'll kind of like come back to filming the video whenever that happens. I'm going to give some time because I really want the braids on the Smoothie Pop girls to like set in to help mold the hair and to really give it those like tighter curls, or at least some sort of curl, some sort of balance to the hair. But yeah, I also ordered some stands. I will show y'all when I do that, but the stands I put on my Amazon Marketplace in my doll collection essentials, and they're action figure stands, but they're like little bases. And they work pretty well with the Yummi-Lands. The Yummi-Lands have two different size pegs. Like, one is slightly smaller than the other. And I don't know, like, why that is, but the larger peg fits the action figure stand. So I'll show y'all. When I fix these up, I'll put them on the stands so that you can see. And maybe by the time that I post this, or by the time I get these dolls fixed, I'll have my other Yummi-Land dolls come in so we can check those out as well. But yeah, I'll revisit this. Yeah. But also, wait, I've seen the ice cream pop girls. I remember seeing the big ones in the store. I remember seeing them in Kmart. Now, Kmart, I've been thinking about a lot lately. So Kmart is basically almost gone in the US. There's like very few stores remaining. It's only like in Australia. So, congrats to the Australians. But my ex's friend and their sibling both have these dolls. And I remember going to their house once, and I saw them, and they were showing me, and I was like, oh, like, I've always wanted them. So now I'm so happy to finally have them. I'm so excited to have the big ice cream pop girls. I didn't realize they had headbands. So now I'm like, I don't think I'll ever find those headbands by themselves, to be honest. But, maybe one day. But I'm excited to have them, at least the dolls. The seller sold me all 4, gave me a nice deal on it, gave me combined shipping. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna peace out, and then we'll resume this video. Okay? Okay. Hey Angels, it's Dom. I just want to give an update because it's been a few months since I filmed that video that you just watched, if you made it that far. And the Yummi-Lands are done. They're like basically ready, but they're like in a corner right now. It's hard to explain. They're like under like all this stuff here. And then I actually have, sorry, I didn't mean to get that close, more Yummi-Lands. Like, I have a little stash of Yummi-Lands right now for an unboxing video, so I think that'll come at some point. I have a lot of videos to get through. The reason why I am posting this today, not because like I had to or anything, but then I felt like I had to because I actually got the PR box for the new Yummi-Lands, and I filmed that back in May when we saw all that stuff. That was all filmed back in May, I think, and it's been a minute, but I'm going to post this today, and then my goal is to post the new Yummi-Land tomorrow, so stay tuned for that if you're interested in the new Yummi-Lands. I did get a good batch of them, so yeah. That's all I have to say. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all my Yummi-Lands and just talking about Yummi-Lands. Please share any Yummi-Land stories that you have in the comments. I'm gonna be calling this Classic Yummi-Land, and then the new Yummi-Lands, I'm gonna try to like differentiate when I like title videos and stuff, because I have a feeling that I'm gonna be talking about some of like the classic Yummi-Lands that I have in a few videos, and then I'll probably be consistently collecting the new Yummi-Lands because I've been really, spoiler alert, I've been enjoying them. So yep, stay tuned for that video. I'm trying to get it up tomorrow, so we'll see if that happens. Also, I'm not used to holding the camera this way, so please bear with me. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more doll content. There's fun stuff on the way. And here's what my room is looking like right now. It's very clean at the moment. And and follow me on all socials. I post a good mix of doll content across Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all those places. So check me out there at LOOKIN BRATZ. And other than that, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.